My name is Jim Thomas, and welcome to the Fitness Management Update. Our topic today is how to handle telephone inquiries in your gym. Now, the first thing you want to know about telephone inquiries is, these are people that are calling you, obviously. They're interested, obviously, and your company has spent a lot of money to get that phone to ring by virtue of having the doors open, by virtue of spending lots of advertising, by having full staff there. A lot of time, effort, and dollars have gone in to get the phone to ring. So it's important that we handle the phones properly. Now, whether it's an outbound call or whether it's handling an inbound call, one of the first things we always talk about is that if you don't love the phones, you better like them a whole lot, okay? The phones are your lifeline, and folks that say, well, I don't like the phones, well, you have to change that mindset. Otherwise, this is something you're really going to struggle at. Now, with your phone inquiries, we want to recommend that you have a log sheet and you're logging in every single call. Otherwise, everything that you do here becomes guesswork. You need to document it. You must know your numbers. Now, what we look for is we want to see at least a 70% set percentage. So if you receive 10 phone inquiries, we'd want to see at least 70% of them set for an appointment. Now, the ultimate goal here is we want to get closer to 80, but let's start with 70 and make that your initial number. If you're not hitting that, we need to take a good hard look at why. Now, the next thing, of all those appointments that you set, we're looking for about a 90% show ratio. Okay, we want 90% of them to show up. And it's a high number, but these are folks that are calling you, that are expressing interest, that have reached out to you. So these should be some high numbers. Next is when you book this appointment, book it within 48 hours. If you book it within 48 hours, you're going to find your show percentage is going to be significantly higher than if you go out, 3 days, 4 days. And if you do that, your numbers are going to drop quite a bit. And ideally, get them in right now. Ideally, get them in within 24 hours. But let's do what we can to keep it within that 48-hour time span. Now, next thing is when you're on the phone with your customer, be agreeable with them. Mary, I understand. Yeah, it's a common question. I understand. Yes, in order to answer you properly, we'll need to ask you a few questions first. Fair enough. So, learn to be agreeable on the phone. It's nearly impossible to get agreement when you have a disagreement. So don't be telling them no and you can't and you won't and those kind of things. Now, when you're on the phone, what you're selling, what you're closing for is the appointment. Don't try to sell the membership over the phone. That's not the purpose. You simply want an appointment. You want to get them in the club, and then that's a whole new process. Now, if any of these things aren't happening for you, you want to get a script. Make sure you know it. Make sure you follow it. Make sure you use it. My name is Jim Thomas, and this has been the Fitness Management Update.